to the Rapid Defense podcast. Today I would like to talk to you about some basic self-defense ideas, very basic stuff like standing, hand positioning, and how to apply that if you are rushed or been approached by a potential attacker. Now, the basic idea is to really understand where your feet are and where your hands are. So basically, you want to be in a position from which you can move. I would suggest that basically you should have a basic position where you have your feet parallel and your weight, you have your knees bent, so your center of gravity is quite low. This is what I refer to as like a pre-fight stance, because you do not want to stand in a position where that leg suddenly becomes a target. So you have that pre-fight stance, you have your hands up, and that position. We'll talk about hand position in a second as well. Now, that's your pre-fight position. Now, if you then get approached or pushed, whatever, then you can move into what we call a forward stance, which basically means from that basic position, you either move your foot back or you move your foot forward, whichever it's going to be, it's up to you really. And you have a 50-50 weight distribution on either leg. Also make sure that your feet are pointing in the direction of your opponent and don't go like this. Okay, your feet basically show you in which direction your body is actually moving. Next, we want to talk to you about hand position. Where should your hands actually be if you are approached or threatened by somebody that comes up to you? Okay, basically, of course, don't have your hands in your pockets or have your hands, across your chest, because you have to uncross them. The best thing that, as a general rule, always have your hands above the hands of your opponent. That's a general rule of thumb. Okay, so if their hands are here, your hands should at least be in this position. If their hands are already here, you would bring your hands up so that they always are above the hands of your opponent. Generally, the idea behind that is it is more natural to have your hands go down than to bring your hands up if you have to react to an incoming attack. So try to keep your hands up. Also, don't make this in any way threatening. You do not want to give your opponent any idea of that you know anything at all. So don't kind of assume any kind of stances like this, anything kung fu or karate. Keep it basic. Keep your hands showing to your opponent. Okay? Very much as also in terms of psychology. Come on, mate, calm down. I don't have any business. I don't have any trouble. I have no beef. Keep your hands forward, showing you're non-threatening. If you do this is almost then beckoning the person on. It has the reverse effect. I would only recommend to do this if your opponent has a knife. Then you do not want to show them your wrist, because they could one slash across them and game over. But if the person has a knife, you keep your palms turned towards you. Again, have your hands in front of you like that. Don't clench your fists. Don't have any sort of Muay Thai or karate or boxing guard up. Again, it'll give the game away, and you'll probably get more trouble than you bargained for. Okay, the next position in terms of hand position is what we call the USP, which is that one. This is the unsuspicious position. Okay, this position is very handy because you already have your hand in the right place if need be. This position would apply if you are in very close proximity. Let's say you're in a pub, you're in the bar, and you have somebody right next to you, and you can't actually just bring your hands up without starting the fight. Okay, so what you want to do is to bring your hands up like this in front of you, so that you already got your basically center line covered, and you can just bring your hands forward if need be. You can strike, you go for the eyes, here come in with a low strike if you want to, but this, the USP, the unsuspicious position as we call it, is by placing your hands just like that. Last but not least, I would like to show you this in the context of an application, how this actually looks with a partner in this case, or in your case as for an opponent. As I said to you before, from your stance, if I just stand neutral here, I perceive him as a threat, put my hands up. Okay, he comes towards me, I'll adjust my stance. Okay, now if he wants to kind of then, of course, take this a step further, if he wants to come in, I can then use my guard here, I can do whatever I need to be doing. Okay? The second thing is basically where your hands position are. If he has his hands where they are now, I want to place my hands above his hands. So my hands should be more like this. Again, I don't want to clench fists, I want to become more threatening and provoking to him. But if he has his hands in the middle of his body, then I'll keep my hands above his hands here, so I can do something about it. If he was to kind of reach towards me, and you see here, very simple. It's very easy and intuitive as it comes towards me to move my hands down. Okay, if I've got my hands lower than his and he's got his hands up, for me to come up like this, it's going to be difficult because you're going to get pushed back, and you're going to move up like this. It's a big motion. It's easier using big latissimus dorsi, big back muscles. Just come down, you can bend your knees and get a lot of power from doing so. The last position we're talking about was the USP. To keep your hands across like that. If he comes in, he's in close proximity, let's say he stands next to you, you suddenly become aware of him as a threat, you can just turn around. If you use your guard here, you're already in his face, that can be construed as starting the fight. So from here we keep our hands up like so, turn. And can you see, if need be, you can just stop him here by moving your hands into his face, come low if you have to. If he puts his hand on my shoulder here, can you see I'm already in there? You see, without really having to kind of pose in any way, just by using USP, you are ready to go if you have to. Okay, you can react to that. That's basically today's podcast. Thank you very much for watching, and check us out next week. There'll be something good for you, worthwhile watching for you next time. Thank you.